Jennifer Williams from St. Louis Closet Company. Good morning, Jennifer Williams.
Good morning, McGraw. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, I'm feeling a little weird sitting in Kelly's seat.
Well, she's got a lat injury, so she'll be back on Tuesday.
Okay, I miss it when she's not here.
You miss it, yeah. I'm really...
You're better with Kelly.
Everything's better with Kelly.
It is. I agree. I agree.
Your youngest met Bob Dole the other day, huh?
My daughter, Hallie, did. She went on a Greater St. Louis honor flight.
Yes.
As a guardian to a Vietnam War veteran.
Right.
His name is Daryl Woodard, and his brother was there too, Woody, who was
nice.
Korean War and Vietnam. He sort of worked at this,
Right, he did both.
He did both. And she had the best... she wouldn't leave the airport after an 18-hour day.
Right.
I couldn't get her to leave the airport. She was hugging him and crying and just fell in love with her vet that she was with all day.
Sure.
But when they were in D.C., they went to the World War II Memorial, which is one of the stops along the way.
Right.
And Bob Dole was sitting there greeting all of the veterans that come in each day from honor flight. He gets up. He's 95 years old. He gets up every morning and gets himself dressed. Now, he is not in good health.
Right.
And getting old.
Right.
95.
90-something, yeah.
Getting old. And he has a bodyguard take him to the entrance of the World War II Memorial, and he sits there every day to shake hands and take pictures with the veterans that come to see that memorial.
So honor flights from all around the country are in every day, every other day, or whatever else.
Yes.
He's there to greet them.
Yes.
Wow.
Some days there's 3 or 4 honor flights coming in.
Right. I suspect that your daughter got more out of the honor flight than the veteran did.
Well, the two of them were like best friends. And she had spent all day taking pictures and texting pictures to his wife.
Right.
And when I went to the airport to pick her up, I ran into this lady and she was like, oh, and that cute little girl was sending me pictures all day. And I said, are you Daryl Woodard's wife? And she's like, yes. I said, oh, I'm Hallie Williams' mom. And she said, oh, your daughter is so... And I mean, they had the best time, both of them. Hallie was her veteran. He's in his 70s, but he was very, very fit. So he was not in a wheelchair.
Okay.
So the two of them got into a little bit of trouble because they were a little too mobile. Mm-hmm. And she was telling the story. She says, Mom, we got in trouble because we saw the World War II Memorial and my veteran wanted to go over to the Washington Monument. And he's like, oh, it's just across the street. Let's walk over there. And she said, we got in trouble. So he was a little too mobile.
Sounds like a Williams getting in trouble.
I know.
But you know what? Every single person I've ever talked to who has ever gone on one of these honor flights comes back and says it has changed their life.
It changes your life.
Yeah.
My husband went 7 or 8 years ago. My son, Matthew, went 2 years ago.
Right.
And Hallie went this year. Not only does it change the life of the veterans,
right.
And what you hear time and time again is the veterans come back and they say it was the best day of their life because they are treated like royalty,
right.
And they are honored throughout the day. And so many of these veterans were never even thanked when they came home from the war.
Yeah. No, it's pretty special. That's why the small little thing we can do, I know you're a big sponsor tomorrow, but our golf tournament tomorrow, they're one of the big sponsors. So thank you for that.
It is. And Greater St. Louis Honor Flight is such an amazing charity. It does real good for St. Louisans and veterans. And if you're a small business looking to support a charity, I would highly recommend the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight.
And they do it once a month, right? Every month they do this?
They do it, I think they do it 8 times a year.
8 times a year.
Because of the weather.
Okay.
They don't go in the wintertime.
Okay, yeah. All right, good. All right, you're our small business guru. So what do you got small business for us today?
Well, I was going to talk about taking vacations.
Yes. Who doesn't love taking vacations?
Taking vacations.
I want you as a boss. Absolutely.
Well, for small business owners, okay, so I was doing a little research. Only 50% of small business owners take vacation.
Wow.
Only 50%. And then some small business owners, the only time they take off is on a major holiday.
Right.
And those people, 70% of them still work from home on those major holidays.
Right.
And it's funny because I've owned my business now 27 years. And I would say the first 15, I was right there.
Right.
Other than my honeymoon, I didn't take off.
Right.
It was too hard to leave. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about today is how do small business owners take a vacation?
Right.
How are you able to leave? And one of the things that a lot of small businesses do, and there's several businesses here in St. Louis, is they'll actually close the business when they go on vacation. I don't know if you go to Carl's Drive-In, cheeseburgers and root beer.
Right.
And I don't know if the new owner does it, but the old owner, when he would go on vacation, because he was such a key employee,
Right.
he would close for 2 weeks. And not only was that his vacation time, but his employees as well.
Right.
So it's an option. I don't know if it's the greatest option, but it is an option.
It's
Just
an option.
close the
Right.
business.
Yeah.
There was one year that I closed St. Louis Closet Company the week between Christmas and New Year.
Okay.
And it was probably one of the most relaxing weeks I had.
Right.
My employees loved it.
Right.
They loved the time off. And I could actually relax.
Right.
Because
'Cause
I
you
wasn't
weren't
worried
constantly
about
worried
it.
about something,
I wasn't
yeah.
worried about it. So that's an option. Another one is, and this is what I do now, is take your business with you. I mean, with technology, you can, your cell phone, your computer, your emails, you can virtually.
Right. So take that
Work.
vacation and then spend an hour or two working when you have to.
Right, exactly. Check in the mornings, do your emails, be available with your cell phone.
Right.
Now, a lot of people don't feel that they can relax that way, but for me, at least I know that.
At least you can pretend you're with your family.
Well, no, I am with my family, but it allows me to go on vacation, but still be tied into what's going on at work.
Or you can delegate.
Delegate, that's number 3.
There you go.
Find the right person. And, as a business matures, hopefully if you're doing things right as a small business owner, you do have key people that can operate the business while you're gone and make good decisions.
Right.
And every single time I've gone on a big vacation, something awful has happened. Something awful.
Yeah, like a lock strike?
A machine breaks. No, not on my vacation, at work. A machine breaks down. We have the flood of the century.
Right.
We have a roof leak. My honeymoon, we had an ice storm.
Of course you did.
And for the first time in the history of the business, Angela, my vice president, who's been with me since I opened, she had to make a decision whether or not to close the business.
Right.
It was an ice storm. And I was in Hawaii and couldn't be reached because of the time difference. And she decided to close the business.
Right.
Now, I don't know if I would have made that the same decision. But once again, you have to be okay with the decisions made when you're not there.
Right, yeah.
Travel during your slow season. All businesses have a slow season.
Yeah.
Plan your trips during then. And then also make sure you let important customers know in advance that you're going to be gone and give them a contact person.
Oh, that's the best advice of all.
That's really important.
I'm going to be on vacation, but if something happens and you need to get a hold of me,
Yes.
here's my number. Call me. Don't hesitate to
my
call.
number, or here's somebody in my organization that can take care of it. And then finally, know the time zone of where you're going to be so that you can coordinate times to call in to your office. We're getting ready to do a big trip in Africa, and it's an 8 or 9 hour time difference. So I've already started planning,
Right.
What time do I have to wake up to get on the phone to call my office to make sure everything's okay that day?
Will St. Louis Closet Company be open while you're in Africa?
Yes, they will.
Yes, they will. 314-781-9000, stlouisclosetco.com. Anything going on we need to know about? You got 10 seconds.
Altair Travel. They are really, really, really good. She's pulling the most amazing African vacation out of the air
Yes,
in
but
a
this is
6-week notice.
But this is a St. Louis Closet Company segment, so
I know, but Altair Travel is amazing.
we got to go. stlouisclosetco.com.